This is nothing short of reign of horror. The crime scene. Nigeria is deeply fast descending into a crime scene. This is quite unfortunate. Over 200 indigenous people killed and slaughtered in such a gruesome manner in Benue State, while the continued annihilation of the indigenous people, including children, were burnt alive and massacred and destroyed. This is quite unfortunate under the watch of a government that have sworn to protect life and property of her citizens. This is quite barbaric, unacceptable.
My name is Very Dark Man. I just came here when I heard what happened. I came here to see the situation of things, and I'm not going to lie to you. What I saw now really broke my heart. Seeing all these people burnt to ashes, really broke my heart. So I have just one purpose: to put it out there for the government to really see what is going on. So please, can you tell us what happened yesterday?
Yesterday, we were in our town at around 10:45.
10:45.
Yeah.
In the morning.
In the evening.
In the evening.
That is in the night.
Yes.
Then it started raining, so we were indoor. Then, at about the time now, then the husband, Fulani men, just came nowhere. They started hunting us at the police station over there.
You're at the police station? That's where it started?
Yes. They knew very well that the police station are there and that they are wearing arms, preparing for whatever that will comes. Okay. Then from there...
Did they chase the policemen away?
No, the policemen were there to attack them. They did their job.
They did their best.
Their best. Then from there, knowing that, okay, they have attacked them fully there, then another group was down here without the notice of the policemen. Then they started opening the door from one door to another. They were with many weapons. They break the door. While entering into the room, they'll pour the fuel, and then
light fire.
And then that is how it started. Hopeless. And what you have seen here now, a lot of people that die in our community is unexpected. We did not believe, because we were thinking that the government is there for us. But around 10:45 p.m., there was no security to come to our aid. It is our community youth
that
stood up for this. We were hopeless. From 10:45 p.m. it started. Then it was around 2 o'clock. These people did what they want to do.
And they left. Did you people manage to even exchange or fight anyone, or even take one as well, as they are buying your people, you fighting them? But did you manage to even take the life of any one of them?
Yeah, the youth tried a lot. What they would have...
No, none of them?
None of them. But what I mean is...
They tried their best to defend the town.
From there, the security came. When they see the policemen, sincerely, we need to appreciate the policemen. Because if not for the policemen, this town would have been down now. What you would have seen here would have been a mess.
Okay, let me go around the place, because I saw a lot of places that are burnt.
Yes.
So please, let's go together.
Where is that justification? Where is that honesty and sincerity on the part of the northern political elites, the Islamic clerics, and every other person who raised alarm, who went agog over the Uromi 16 killings? Today, Over thousands and thousands of people, indigenous persons, have been rounded up and killed. The worst is what is happening in Benue. Benue has been turned to a killing field. Ethnic cleansing going on consistently. You begin to ask, where are the security operatives? Where are those saddled with the responsibility of protecting life and properties? Where are those who raised alarm to shut down Nigeria, to bring down Nigeria upon everyone? If the Uromi killers or perpetrators of those jungle justice against the Fulani, 16 Fulani, are not brought to justice, today Fulani has been accused of rounding up communities and slaughtering children, burning them alive, and the governors of the north are nowhere to be found. Nobody is speaking up to condemn that. Nobody is raising alarm. Nobody is calling such state of barbaric tendencies and calling an end to this. These are the same people who will call for briefing, for press release, demanding for the justice for the killers of the Uromi 16. Today, they have gone silent. They will not even grant any press release to address the continued massacre of the indigenous people of Benue State. Why are they being massacred in their own state, in their own ancestral home? This is quite unfortunate. This is enough to call, of course, to declaration of war. That is quite unfortunate. Why should people be killed in their own communities, in their own ancestral homes, without any provocation? Why should children be burnt alive? These are questions the President, Ahmed Bola Tinubu, will have to provide an answer. How long do we continue this way? How long do we allow this continue? It is quite unfortunate and disturbing. This is inhuman. This is barbaric. This is unacceptable. This is quite unfortunate. Tinubu should rise up and do what is needful. If the continued existence of Nigeria means the destruction of humanity, the continued annihilation and killing of children, burning children alive, massacring children, then what is the hope of that country? What is the essence of cohabiting? Only to be killed and destroyed within the same entity called Nigeria. It is quite unfortunate. It is high time the government of Ahmed Bola Tinubu will live up to her responsibilities and address these pertinent issues with a matter of urgency. The same people that summoned and arraigned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for defending his people and calling for this defense of the eastern region by setting up Eastern Security Network, today has failed to defend the indigenous people of Benue State and the Nigerian citizens across the regions of this country. The same people who fought to silence Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for being outspoken and fighting for justice and the defense of his people has failed to protect and defend Nigerians in the face of struggling insecurity, taking the lives of several thousands and tens of thousands of Nigeria. The same government has failed woefully, have expressed level of incapacitated inability to live up to her responsibilities, haven't taken an oath of office, of course, to protect the Nigerian citizens and their properties. It is quite unfortunate that the northern politicians and Islamic clerics who were boiling, calling for war, should the perpetrators of the mob action in Uromi 16 killing were not brought to justice. Today, they have gone silent over the killings of the indigenous people of Benue State within the same 19 northern states. It's quite unfortunate. Those who read the communique are threatening the southern people for the killing of Uromi 16 in Uromi, Edo State. Where have they gone? They have gone under the ground. That is quite unfortunate. Nobody is talking about the killing, the incessant killing going on against the indigenous people of Benue, Plateau, and other parts of the country. What a hypocrisy. What a country. What a tragedy called Nigeria. Because how could a country be losing over 200 people just in a single day, and the government has remained indifferent or doing little or nothing, of course, to protect the Nigerian citizens within her own defined territory? It's quite unfortunate. This is not an external aggression, but people are being killed. The same government will have the audacity, the effrontery, to condemn the area strike, the bombardment of Israel, in the bid to protect our own citizens from the rain of missiles from the Islamic State of Iran. Unfortunately, Nigeria has failed to defend her own people. But the same federal government have expended much energy and resources in clamping down, fighting people who rose to defend themselves, holding Mazen Nnamdi Kanu incarcerated endlessly in solitary confinements. And yet the same government had failed to defend her population against the massacre, the killing going on. What a hell. I therefore call in all honesty and justice that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, presumed innocent before the law, that had been vindicated, acquitted and discharged, should be allowed to go. The Nigerian government has no any moral standard for holding back Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. If they have failed continuously, repeatedly, to protect her population, to protect the massacre, the annihilation of the indigenous people across different regions of this country, it is quite unfortunate. This is an indictment, of course, against the Nigerian government for failing to protect her own populations and not living up to her responsibilities as enshrined in the Constitution. It is quite unacceptable, the continued barbaric killing of children and the massacre of Sem. This is condemnable by all standards. It is time to say no to these barbaric massacres, burning of children, and war crimes going on. Why should children deserve such cruelty? What has they done? What crime has children committed that over 40, 30 something were killed, running over 200 massacred just in a single day? What a hell is this? What a hell.